Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 2024 Lawrie Awards. Now, this is a very different presentation than the 2023 Lawrie Awards, as this is completely unscripted and very low effort. And also, you might be checking your calendars and thinking, wait a second, isn't it halfway through 2025? A little over halfway through 2025 already. Almost September in 2025 already. Yes, this was a difficult video to make, namely because 2024 kind of sucked as a movie year, and we'll get into all the reasons why soon. But it was kind of tedious and annoying, and as you'll see, these nominees are very much just generally the same 5, 6, 7 movies over and over again because I didn't really connect with a lot of movies, and that brings us into our first slide here. Taking a look back at 2024 as a whole. You know, the big Best Picture winner, the one that swept the Oscars, did everything, Anora here. Not really my cup of tea. I think it's good. I think it's okay. I think the ending of this movie absolutely sucks. Everything from when she gets off of the private jet on, it's just really quite bad. I thought the writing was pretty terrible. It was not a great way to wrap up this otherwise fun comedy movie very well. It relied on a lot of, I think, very annoying tropes that come with the profession of being a sex worker, and it was just a little lame. I didn't really like it very much. Generally, I think it's fine, but not this masterpiece that it has really been hailed as. Also, the substance. I thought that was, Anora, there's a lot to like. I thought the substance was also kind of bad. It's a commentary on women's bodies that, is all about how gross and disgusting aging women are. And I watched it sitting behind two elderly women, and I couldn't help but think how terrible they must have felt watching this movie that is basically asking the audience to scream in horror at the sight of ugly wrinkles and her deteriorating form. And I just think that was a weird commentary. It had some fun moments. It had some silly moments. Had some good performances. Maybe we'll talk about a few of those, but didn't really connect with it. Wicked, the big blockbuster smash hit of the year, I thought was absolute garbage. Ugly, terrible color palette, and a complete unknown. It was more of just the same. I like Timmy. I thought he was okay in the movie, but otherwise, I think the movie itself was kind of for the birds. And so, I don't know. And that's not even getting into Amelia Perez, which, eventually everyone came around to how terrible that movie was. But yeah, just a weird movie year. The things that shocked the zeitgeist, and I feel that were very beloved by the film community, I just didn't really connect with some notable exceptions that we'll get into. But let's start out with the awards. Let's get into the awards. And to do that, let's start with Best Adapted Screenplay. The nominees are The Apprentice, a very fun Donald Trump biopic that handles the subject matter pretty well. It could have been very annoying, not very fun, but I thought the story was well. I liked how it was contained to his come up, his origin story in the New York real estate scene. A good movie. Dune Part 2. What is there to say that hasn't been said? I have a video on this channel all about how great the Dune franchise is, particularly Dune Part 2. I finished the book actually this year, and it's great. How it adapts the book, what it changes. I think every single change from the original source material is so much better. Just wonderful. Nickel Boys. I have not read what this is adapting, but wow, did this movie blow me away. We'll talk more about Nickel Boys, but what a captivating and beautiful story told through all these different perspectives. It's really great. Nosferatu, it's a remake, but it makes what it is remaking so much better, so much more layered. It adds so much depth to all these characters, to the metaphor of the vampire. Great movie. And finally, we have Queer. I have not seen what it's adapting, but this was really just such a cool experience in this theater. Very interesting characters, very interesting set pieces, very thoughtful and meditational, and I enjoyed this movie very much. But there can only be one winner for Best Adapted Screenplay, and the winner out of this group is none other than Nickel Boys. Congratulations, you win the award for Best Adapted Screenplay. Going on to Best Original Screenplay. What do we got here for the nominees? We got The Brutalist, very crazy movie. It's about America, capitalism, immigration, Zionism, art, making movies kind of in a weird way. It's a really beautiful film that talks about all these different things, and sometimes it handles them well, sometimes it feels a little muddled, but when you think about how these things all connect, it connects in such a beautiful way. This imagery here of the upside down Statue of Liberty, I mean, we'll get to cinematography, but I mean, great film, great script. Challengers, another great script. Just 3 really compelling characters that you can't help but really just love and keep watching, and they're so magnetic, and that has a lot to do with the performances, but it also has to do a lot with the great drama that is written between the 3 of them. His 3 daughters. I mean, this movie really knocked my socks off. I did not really have any expectations for it, and I just was completely blown away, in tears. The dynamic between the 3 sisters is one of the most well-written sibling dynamics I've ever seen in a movie. I saw myself in all of them. I saw my sisters in all of them. I thought this was a really beautiful film. I saw the TV glow, though. I mean, wow. Just how this movie plays with perspective, how it plays with identity. I mean, it's an allegory for the trans experience, but with everyone I've talked to about it, you can put so much of yourself into these characters, the way the movie communicates with the audience, with the filmmakers, with the characters. There's characters in the movie, but there's characters in the TV show, and the line is blurred between all of them, and it's such a crazy film, really well written, beautiful movie. And finally, for original screenplay, we have Memoir of a Snail. I thought this movie was great. It was a heartwarming look into the deepest depths of depression, and how it juggles those 2 tones is, I think, very beautiful. I like this movie a lot, but there can be only one winner, and so the winner of Best Original Screenplay is none other than I Saw the TV Glow. Wow. Congratulations. Okay, moving on to Best Supporting Actor. The nominees are, we've got Austin Butler here for Dune. Great performance, just really a breakout role for him, honestly. I mean, the level of intensity that he brings to the role is just absolutely insane. For this, this might be a little controversial. I'm introducing shared awards this year because it was such a weird year and kind of hard to place. I'm giving a shared award for a shared nomination to Mike Faist and Jack O'Connell for their roles in Challengers. They're kind of both the supporting actors to Zendaya. You can make the argument that they're both the leads. Kind of hard to say. I threw them in here. They're sharing the award. Well, they're sharing the nomination. Yeah, I thought that they did well. Jack Haven here. Great performance. Really grounds the entire movie. That monologue that they give in the planetarium at the end of the film is just so visceral, and you're just on the edge of your seat. Great performance there. I also threw Chris Hemsworth from Furiosa in the mix here. He is really giving such an insane performance that I didn't know he had in him. He is the backbone of this movie. He is so freaking good. And then finally I have Guy Pearce. Was such a layered character, beautifully written and also beautifully performed. He holds so much in, and then it comes out and you're like, what? And I mean, just an insane performance. And that's why the winner is Guy Pearce. I mean, he is just an insane actor. He is an underseen actor, I feel, an underappreciated actor, and I'm just thought he knocked my socks off in this movie. There's so much to take away from his performance every time you revisit the film, and he's the winner of this award. Brings us into Best Supporting Actress. Please stay with me, folks. I had a real hard time making this list for Best Supporting Actress. As you'll see by the nominees, we have Adria Arjona for Hitman. She's very funny in the movie. She is very good in the movie. She adds a level of twisted fucked upness that in this otherwise conventional romance story that I thought was really compelling. She was very fun to watch. We have none other than Felicity Jones in The Brutalist as well. She is the emotional core of the movie. She is very good. The scene where she confronts Guy Pearce's character, I know, is a little controversial. I know some people really dislike it, but I thought she really came in there with such a presence. She had a lot of, fear and anxiety, but you could see that she needs to stand up for her husband in this moment, and she's so good. We have Aubrey Plaza in the hit smash film Megalopolis. I know this is maybe a bit of an odd take, but she is so good in this movie. I feel like she's the only actor in this movie who knows what kind of a movie she's in. She's so funny. She is so she's such a presence on screen. I feel like, you know, a lot of people get bogged down in the self-seriousness of this movie, but she is just, you know, she's perfect. She comes on screen. She comes in as Wow Platinum. That's her character's name, and you're just like, oh, okay, that's what this movie is. She understood the assignment, as the kids say, in a way that I think not a lot of other people did in this movie, and she is just so fun to watch. She's the star of this movie. I threw her in here. The movie's shit. Her performance is incredible. Tilda Swinton in Problemista, she's also very good in this movie. You know, not much to say. Hilarious, typical funny Tilda Swinton role. She's great in everything. And I have Margaret Qualley here in The Substance. Again, I talked at length about how I disliked The Substance, but I think this is undeniably a Star is Born performance. She is incredible in this movie. Very good. I'm excited to see her do, hopefully, more better work in the future with better movies. But anyways, the winner, giving it to Aubrey Plaza. Like, why freaking not? This is a weird award show. This was a weird performance in a very weird movie. Let's give it to her. She was great. Aubrey Plaza, congratulations on your win. Best cinematography is what we're doing now. We've got The Brutalist, as I talked about, this upside down imagery of the Statue of Liberty alone. It says so much. It has so much thematic value to the movie. It really kind of unlocks in that one image what this movie is trying to say, and just a shot. It's so freaking good. And then beyond that, I mean, it's shot in VistaVision. Every frame of this movie is so gorgeous. Can't speak enough to how well the cinematography of The Brutalist is. And Challengers, I mean, whoa, the tennis sequences. At one point, the ball is the camera's a freaking tennis ball, and it's going bam, bam, bam. I mean, slick, awesome camera moves, just very well shot, very well covered. Each scene is so dynamic and all these different angles. I just, you know, great. Doom Part 2. How could it not be there? Greg Fraser, my GOAT, Lawrie Award winning cinematographer. He is just, you know, on another level in this one, shooting the worm ride alone, and just the scale of everything, the way they are able to capture these people with these massive, majestic worms, with these massive, majestic spaceships. The entire ending fight scene alone is just one of the most glorious sequences ever captured on film. Beautifully looking movie. And Nickel Boys. I mean, the way that this movie is able to do the first-person perspective camera is just, it's amazing. The amount of storytelling that goes into that, the way they're able to do it, it should feel a lot more gimmicky than it is, but it's not. It works in a very cool way. And that moment where the camera pulls out of the guy's head, no spoiler, and you see the back of his head, and the amount of thematic weight that moment has on the scene, it's so good, and very beautifully shot movie. And finally, Nosferatu. I mean, it's gorgeous. Eggers has been talking a lot about how he wants to shoot a movie lit on candle, and there's that scene where he walks into that weird hotel that he's staying at, and there's this 360 shot of the entire room, and you see that the only lighting is these candles, and you're like, oh my god. Beautifully shot movie. It's images that are just, you know, seared into the back of your mind. It's so gorgeous. That gothic aesthetic is done so well. Great visuals in this one, but there can only be one winner, and I think you can probably tell by me even talking about how beautiful this movie was shot before I even started talking. It's The Brutalist. Oh my god, how could it not be? We're going on to Best Editing. The nominees for Best Editing, we've got Anora. I didn't love Anora, but it is undeniably a very well-edited film. Challengers as well. I mean, the tennis is so dynamic. It's so good. Dune, I mean, how can it not be here? We have Nickel Boys as well. Nickel Boys, I mean, the way that it is able to switch between all these different perspectives, and also the artifact stuff that it is cutting in between all these different things as well. It is a very singular experience in its editing. And also Rebel Ridge, a fun action movie. It's able to cut the action together really well. I think that the editing and pacing of that movie is so good. But as you can tell, probably by the fact that I was able to go into a lot more detail talking about this one, it is undeniably the winner. Nickel Boys, just a very singularly edited experience that is incredible. Very good movie. Best Animated Feature Film. Unlike last year, this year actually had some pretty interesting animated movies, and so we will talk about them. We had, for the nominees, Flow, a really great film, Academy Award winning. It is very beautifully done. Was all pretty much done by that one guy. It is beautiful. It's an amazing testament to art that a very small team could put something like that together. Awesome. Then we have a Look Back. This was actually the first movie I watched this year, in the year 2025. This is a very heartwarming, touching story, beautifully animated about two friends. Really pulls at your heartstrings. It's also pretty mature. I thought that it would be a little more kid-friendly, but no, it's adult. It handles very adult things. Takes its audience seriously. I liked it a lot. Memoir of a Snail, nominated for Best Original Screenplay. Again, very beautifully depressing movie in a weird way. It like warms your heart with how dark it is, and the stop motion animation is very good in this movie. Orion in the Dark, my boy Charlie Kaufman. He took a foray into writing an animated kids movie, and it's very personal and touching, and in the classic Charlie Kaufman way, very meta in how it's presented. And I thought it was fun. It's obviously, I think, maybe a lesser Charlie Kaufman experience, as it is designed for young children, but still fun all the same. And then The Wild Robot. I thought The Wild Robot was fun. It was very beautifully animated. Falls into some tropes of the animated kids movie genre with like the pop music and not really having a lot of time to breathe. It's very quickly edited. I'm really just nitpicking because, this movie is so beloved, and I don't know. It didn't connect with me as much as maybe these other horror movies did, but there can be only one winner, and while you might think it'd be Flow, gotta give it to Memoir of a Snail. I think this movie's gone pretty underappreciated. I really liked it. I thought it was a very touching, weird, moving, beautiful experience, and so the winner of Best Animated Feature Film. Best Score. Here we go. We're talking about the music now. The Brutalist. Bah, 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 bah. I mean, that score is running in my head all the time. Recently took a trip to New York City, saw the Statue of Liberty. Just the whole time I was just blasting that in my brain. So memorable. Challengers, the do 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 do. I mean, that's so good. Doom. I mean that just Hans Zimmer killing it once again. Memoir of a Snail. Very, very beautiful little piano melodies. Nickel Boys. I'm not going to do this for all of them. Nickel Boys had a very nice, cerebral, beautiful score. And also, Trent Reznor, Atticus Ross, double nomination here. I thought their score for Queer was, not as flashy as Challengers, but it was very cerebral and moving, and I liked it a lot. And so, but there can only be one winner. Also, as you can see, 6 nominees. I thought all these scores were just so good. I couldn't really pick between one. Winner's The Brutalist. I mean, blah, 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 blah. How could it not be so freaking good? I love that movie. I love that score. Now we move on to an inaugural award of Movie Star of the Year. This award is going to be given to someone who, as an ambassador to film culture, was really just doing the best work in the year 2024. And so here are the nominees. We've got our boy Timothée Chalamet, Lisa Al-Gaib himself. One, just Dune Part 2 and everything that was as an accomplishment, as the pinnacle, I feel, of his career so far. Obviously, he still has a long way to go, but what a commanding lead performance in one of the defining blockbusters of our time. And then, I didn't love A Complete Unknown, but that Oscar campaign for him was very entertaining. Him on SNL singing the Bob Dylan songs was so good, and you can tell that this is a guy who loves movies, he loves the craft, and the way he picks his projects, with maybe the exception of Wonka, is very spot on. He's really just had such a great career. The day that he is cast in a Marvel movie is going to be, I think, a day of mourning for me. Don't hit me up, as the kids say, but he's just done great. We also have Glenn Powell here. Glenn Powell has also done an excellent job picking his projects. Twister, it's not Twisters. Sorry, not Twister. Twisters is a fun movie. It's a good time. Not my favorite of all, but he's really positioning himself here as quite the commanding leading man in Hollywood, and he seems to have a real admiration for the theatrical experience. Tom Cruise has kind of seemingly has picked him as his prodigal son, and I'm excited to see what he does with Running Man, and I'm excited to see what he continues to do. Margaret Qualley I threw on here. I think that she is also becoming quite the star. She picks her projects well. She had that movie Honey Don't with the Coens. She also handled, I think, the Oscar campaign for The Substance very well. She seems to be picking her projects really well. She was also in Kinds of Kindness. I'm just really impressed with how this, she could kind of be seen as a Nepo baby, is picking her projects in ways that are unique. She's working with very good filmmakers in very weird roles, and she's not really afraid to try new things. And I'm excited to see where her career goes. And I think 2024 was a really good year for her. Speaking of Marvel movies, Sebastian Stan, I think, has done probably the best job of anyone who has done a Marvel movie in taking that goodwill and doing really good work. And this year, I mean, he showed that in The Apprentice, giving a really nuanced performance as Trump, as well as A Different Man in this really bizarre, crazy movie, this Lynchian experience that he is he's just mind-boggling, and he's so good. Just using his star power to really bank in and make cool, weird projects that are awesome, and I like a lot. And we have Zendaya, Challengers, Doom Part 2, just starring in the biggest movies in the world and killing it every time she shows up. She is great with press. She picks her projects, I think, really well. She's on here as well, and excited to see what she does as well in the future. Odyssey is coming up, and, that Robert Pattinson movie she's in is also coming up. We'll see how that is. Very cool actors, this whole group, but there can be only one, and of course it has to be the Lisa Al-Gaib himself, Timothée Chalamet. I mean, what a year this guy had to give it to him. All right, that brings us into best ensemble cast. So the cast of a movie. We got The Brutalist. I mean, everyone is getting nominations. We got Felicity Jones, and we got Guy Pearce. Guy Pearce already won, but I mean, everyone in this movie is so good. You got Joe Alwyn. You got his sister in the movie. The entire supporting cast. You got that one guy who shows up in Italy, who is there for a scene but steals every moment he's in. Just a great cast. You got Conclave. You got the would-be popes. All these bishops coming together. Very fun. All their dynamics is really good. Every performance here is a knockout, none that really. I think the problem is every performance here is so good that not a lot stand out, but it's a very solid movie carried by its great performances. You got Dune. You got to throw Dune on there. I mean, you got Timmy, you got Zendaya, you got Austin, you got Javier Bardem in there giving the performance of his lifetime. Josh Brolin. I mean, the list goes on and on. Jessica Chastain. I feel like I probably snubbed her in Best Supporting Actress. Just a great all around cast. And then Furiosa. This movie. I mean, everyone is just lights out. So many layered performances. So many layered characters. This movie, you could pick any single person out from the background, and they probably have a very interesting and cool design given to them that makes them just as compelling as anyone in the foreground. And you have Kinds of Kindness, this anthology movie with all these different layered performances from every performer. They all carry over between the three stories, but they're all playing different parts. Thought everyone in this movie was great. Emma Stone, obviously, but Hong Chow, Willem Dafoe, Margaret Qualley, all very good. Great cast. And so, but there can be only one winner, and this might be surprising to some, but I chose Furiosa. I just thought, huge ensemble, huge movie, an underappreciated movie. I thought this movie was fucking rad. Giving it some love here in the best ensemble cast. Anya Taylor-Joy, of course, leading. Chris Hemsworth, I've already talked about how great he is. Great movie, great performances. Winner of this award. Best actor. Okay, we're going into the Best Actor award. Nominees are, we got Adrian Brody for The Brutalist. I mean, he just shows here all this wide range of the depths of humanity in a way that is so goddamn profound. His performance is so moving. He is so good in this movie. Great. Timothée Chalamet, I've already said, I think this is the defining performance of his career so far. He is on a completely other level here. The way he's able to perform the transformation from Paul Atreides into the Lisa Al-Gaib, the one who sees all the all-powerful moment when he finally takes the water of life. He just handles that moment so well, and he's so captivating. That speech scene alone is just one of the most memorable, moving acting performances of all time. So good. And then you had Glenn Powell in Hitman, star-making performance. He is so freaking good in this movie. He has so many different characters that he's playing, all obviously under the same umbrella, but the way he is able to channel the insecurity of this guy is so good. Great performance in a great movie. Justice Smith, I saw the TV Glow. the amount of internalized drama that is going on in this guy behind his eyes is just handled so well. He is so good. And Sebastian Stan, I could have gone with Trump. The Academy went with Trump. I thought he was infinitely more captivating in A Different Man, handling this very surreal, crazy experience very well. I thought that it was such a great performance, but there can be only one winner. And while I'm leaning a little towards Timmy, I gotta give it to my boy, Adrian Brody, for The Brutalist. What a good performance. I really can't speak enough to how great he was in this. And that leads us to Best Actress. Another shared award to start. We have Elizabeth Olsen, Carrie Coon, and Natasha Lyonne as the sisters in His Three Daughters. As His Three Daughters and His Three Daughters, I should say. Anyways, they are so good in this movie. Like I said, the sibling dynamic is so good. I wept to how beautiful this movie was. I really can't recommend it enough. I see myself in all three of their performances. I see my siblings in all three of their performances. They're all just so good. So they are sharing the nomination for Best Actress in a Leading Role. Lilia Rose Depp, I feel, when she was casted in this role, I was like, really? This Nepo baby who just came off of The Idol, which I didn't watch much of, but I saw people talking about how terrible her performance is. Like, really, we're gonna let her lead a Negris movie. She's incredible. She's so good in this movie. The way she handles the possessions, the way she even handles the more subtle moments, she's just so amazing, and blew my socks off in how well she handled this character, and that's why she got a nomination. We've got Chloe East in Heretic. Heretic is a heretic falls into some generic traps. I feel it kind of doesn't really stick the landing all that well plot wise, but her performance as the very stereotypical Mormon girl, I thought was spot on. She's able to capture a lot of the subtleties that all these Utah Mormons have in a way that I think was pretty top notch. And I thought that she was a very captivating lead performance in Heretic. So she gets a nomination. And then we have Nicole Kidman in Baby Girl. I think, Nicole Kidman, she's had such a successful career. She's been great in everything. This might be one of her best performances. She is really, goes all out in this movie in a lot of different ways. She didn't have to do a movie like this. She could be fine, being Aquaman's mom in the DCU or whatever, but she goes for it. She is able to handle this insecurity, this obsession with, power and this hidden childhood trauma so well. She's really good. And I talked shit about Honora, but it is undeniable that Mikey Madison's performance is next level. She is really carrying the movie in a lot of aspects that I think are very underwritten. Partially her character as a whole, I think, falls into a lot of bad tropes, and just, the audience is supposed to assume a lot about her based off of how they think about sex workers. But she brings so much personality. She brings such a presence to the movie. She is so good. She is the clear standout, and she wins this award. I mean, she like you can't watch Honora and be like, wow, this isn't an incredible movie star. You watch Honora and you say, wow, this is an incredible movie star. I can't wait to see what she does next. She is so good. Such a great performer. Great job, Mikey Madison. You win this award. That brings us into Best Director. So the nominees, we have Brady Corbet in The Brutalist. We've got Luca Guadagnino, Challengers. We've got Ramel Ross, Nickel Boys. We've got Jane Schoenberg for I Saw the TV Glow. And we got Denis Villeneuve for Dune. All these directors are here because they're able to give a very layered and personal experience, capturing all of the best moments of film. As I said, this year was kind of a weird movie year because all these movies have been nominated so much for all their different technical categories. And that's because these directors were able to lead these technical categories in a way that was really great. I mean, most of these directors wrote the movies that they were making, with the exception of Luca. They're just telling these really great stories in a way that is cinematic and beautiful and layered, and they all helm the project beautifully, but there can only be one Best Director. And for my money, that is the person who's able to synthesize every element of the cinematic medium. That is the director who is able to take every element of movies, take them to the highest level they've ever been, and make one of the greatest movies ever made. And that is Denis Villeneuve for Dune. I mean, he just absolutely is. You take every aspect of this movie, it is turned up to 11. It is the biggest movie, I think. Obviously it's not the most expensive movie ever made, but it is like the pinnacle of blockbuster filmmaking, all done on the most expert level. And he helms the ship. He is a visionary. He is amazing. I can't wait to see what he does with Bond, even though I wish he would maybe go do something original. But still, much love to Denis. You win this award. And that brings us to our final award of the night, Best Picture. And it's the exact same list of directors that we just had. So we have The Brutalist, we have Challengers, we have Doom Part 2, we have I Saw the TV Glow, and we have Nickel Boys. All these movies are 5-star masterpieces to me. I really can't, talk enough about how much I love them. I've already, talked endlessly about all the different aspects of these movies that I love. But only one of these movies can win. And for my money, I think the best, most memorable cinematic experience I had this year was probably I Saw the TV Glow. Just such a personal movie, but still it speaks to me. It speaks to everyone I've shown this to in a way that is so personal. It's talking about a very specific experience, but like all great movies, you can apply so much about this to yourself. And again, just the dynamic between us viewing the movie to the characters in the movie viewing the TV show to the characters in the TV show viewing the characters in the movie. It's a mirror, it's a screen, it's everything that I think is great about cinema. And I can't recommend this movie enough. I think it's one of the most mesmerizing cinematic experiences I've ever seen, and it is the winner of Best Picture for 2024. I know a lot of people might have been thinking I'd say Dune, but I did not. I say I Saw the TV Glow is the best of the year, and that's because it is, and I love this movie, and I think it's great. Thank you so much for watching. I know this was a very disjointed video. I'm sure I said a lot of dumb stuff that I'm going to look back on and say, why did I say that? But, this live format, this unscripted format, I hope you enjoyed. I really wanted to just get this video out of the way. I feel like I was in a bit of a rut with this channel because I knew I had to make this video before I could go on to talk about other things because, I made the 2023 one. But then I just didn't really have a lot of enthusiasm about many of these movies besides the Best Picture ones. But I still I'm glad that it came out. I hope you enjoyed this video a little bit. Remember to smash that freaking like button and subscribe to this channel if you enjoyed. The more scripted reviews will probably be back very soon. And, if you want to hear more, follow me on Letterboxd. I've been talking about all these movies for over a year on there. Also, if you go, I have a list of every movie that came out in 2024 ranked against each other. I do this every year. I think it's a fun little thing. It's a little arbitrary and really changes with the wind, but I will put some extra awards that I didn't really get to here because I thought this video was going to be too long anyways, including, like Best VFX, and also some silly ones like, Worst Picture, Biggest Disappointment, stuff like that. That's all going to be in that Letterboxd list in the description of that. So if you enjoyed this video, you want to hear more, check it out over there. Subscribe to this channel for more reviews, like the video, comment, share, all that stuff. Again, thank you for watching. I appreciate everyone who has been tuning into these videos. I hope to make more. Thanks for sticking through this weird, rambly video. I hope I was at least a little bit coherent. And yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. See you in the next one. Bye.